An octogenarian, Dr. Kavita Kapoor. Yes, the elegant lady here is 82 years old. With multiple accolades to her credit, she is an accomplished painter, an exemplary interior designer, runs a low budget school for destitute children, travels almost thrice a week to her farmhouse where one can find almost everything a vegetarian would need for sustenance. In my very first show, I'm honored to have Dr. Kavita Kapoor with me here.
Auntie, it's an honor to have you here. And thank you so much for agreeing to be with
I'm
us.
appreciating your time and effort to give me this opportunity of making my day something which I've never had before.
I'm deeply honored, Auntie. So, as I just discussed, you have multiple accolades to your credit. Don't know where to start from, but I would like to start from your childhood years. So, please take us through your childhood years, Auntie.
My childhood days were the most wonderful days of my life. Both my parents gave me so much of love, affection, and encouragement. And I think the encouragement came more from my father. He recognized my talent as an artist, and also he gave me a lot of help as far as the art and the materials which always flew down from England. In those days, things were not available in India. Hence, the schooling days were also all enjoyable, as I would say, much more than what you see today. I think they were carefree days. And I think I grew into a beautiful cultural background which gave me what I am today. And I think that is what one looks for in life.
And which year did you get married, Auntie?
I got married in the year 1959, and I married a pilot.
Okay.
I would say a beautifully cultured home that I had along with the Air Force days, and he was always flying different aircrafts. Now I would say what were bomber aircraft he was flying, and the year that we were posted to Allahabad, that is the time when the 65 war broke out.
Oh yes, I would like to like you to tell our viewers about the challenging times that you saw during that time. Your husband was at war and you were carrying at that time. Auntie, please tell us more about.
I was visiting my parents in England in 65, and I came back. I was on my way to India, and when I came back to Delhi, I was told my husband is not there. He's gone to fight the war, 65 war. I was shocked to hear that. However, my other two grown-up children were left in Allahabad with the care of my neighbors, and I had no one to look after me because I was going through pregnancy almost at the last stages. However, the commanding officer of the station found that I was a very bold woman, and he requested that Mrs. Kapoor, you will have to look after all these ladies and staff, families. Can you drive the military truck? I was shocked. He said, yes, you keep a ladder and you climb up. And I was having a stomach like this and driving my car and my stomach touching the steering wheel. However, I carried on a lot of my duties, taking women to hospital, taking them to the market. Then the bombing started and we were running down the underground trenches. Then I shifted into barracks because from home in the city, I had to shift into the barracks. There was no home for us.
Oh my God.
However, I survived all that. Very soon I was in for trouble because I was due to deliver, and I had to leave my two children with the neighbors, and I told them please open the bolt by keeping a stool and inform the neighbors that I am going to the hospital. So in the middle of the night, I had to arrange to land up in the hospital to deliver my child. Have you heard that? Well, that is something I couldn't believe that I could do that.
Or you're an accomplished painter. You've personally been complimented by late Mrs. Indira Gandhi for your work, the Air India office and various uh, offices of international repute. You've also designed interiors of many Bollywood stars. If you could just throw some light on your work, and also you are an accomplished painter.
You see, I did my fine arts from JJ School of Arts, 5 years. However, when I joined along with my husband, all the Air Force messes, the officers would approach me and say, Mrs. Kapoor, please help us. And that is how I started helping in the designing of the messes in the Air Force. And that's what gave me the experience of design. Well, I was not trained, but I gained experience over the years. When I got an opportunity to design some of the homes of some stars, film stars, by chance I got an opportunity. And also I didn't know how to ask for my fees, and I said, please give me what you like. And they were surprised because they said, we've never known anybody like that.
Auntie, what made you think about opening a school for underprivileged children?
We were part of an organization of women who worked together, and I found that a lot of women had very little time, but they would meet for lunch and coffee and all that. And I found it a waste of time. Then I realized, let me find out if there are children who are in the slums. And I came across some children, and I found that they are just loitering around because their parents had to work. Some of the women had to go for a maid servant job.
So you opened the school for them.
So I decided that let me open a school. And I started with about 8-10 children sitting under a tree.
What about the funding for the school, Auntie?
Well, in the beginning, I put my own financial
Savings.
funds to start with the school. Then I was very lucky with some of my friends who came forward and started contributing on a regular basis.
Wow.
And now it's almost 16 years now, 17.
16 years.
Yes.
Okay.
And the school is running very well. I have more than 100 children. And some of my children have gone to Xavier's College.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And some
That's
speak
an
fluent
achievement.
English.
Outstanding.
Some are working with the West Side.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and they speak beautiful English, well dressed. You can't recognize them. And that's, I think, I would say, respect for people who live in the slums. And I think some of them are much even better than some of our own children, where we find we splurge them with gifts and financial aid. But these children who have practically nothing,
Absolutely.
they are growing out of the slum with feather in their cap.
Wonderful job. And finally, Auntie, I would also like you to talk about your farmhouse and what all.
For the last 2 years, I've been growing vegetables, organic vegetables, and I haven't bought during the 6 months of the vegetable cultivation. I don't buy anything from the market. I grow my own rice and I distribute it amongst the maid and other people who need it. And I think that's what looking at occupation of my love.
So that's why I introduced you as an octogenarian, but you exude a remarkable zest for life. Of course, at this age, Dr. Kavita Kapoor is sprightly for her age, absolutely. Auntie, thank you so much for your time.
You're
It was
welcome.
a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
you.
viewers.